And now we cross over to County Hall, where Kamau Thugge, the nominee for the Governor of the Central Bank, is appearing before the vetting committee, and he is among 6 candidates shortlisted by the Public Service Commission. Let's listen in.
I think it did not have a good impact on the financial system, and if you actually look at credit to the private sector since that law was implemented, credit to the private sector has not actually been growing. It's been growing by, I think, maybe on average until last year, on average maybe 6%. I would imagine over from 2016 to early 2022. Credit to the private sector could not have, on average, increased by 7%. We've seen now a recovery in credit to the private sector since early last year, and I think even the latest number shows that now credit is actually increasing in double-digit levels. But just to go back to the issue of that, the 4%, because it actually distorted even monetary policy quite significantly, because in fact it almost inverted the way monetary policy works, because the banks could not lend because the rates were too low. And so when the central bank tries to now raise interest rates to rein in on credit, the banks were now willing to even provide more credit. So it almost went in the reverse way, and I think removing it was actually the right approach. And we've seen now that credit to the private sector is recovering. And perhaps if maybe while I'm still on this, since I don't know whether the matter will come up again, I think one of the areas, Chairman, that I would like to also focus on, should I become the Governor of the Central Bank, is that I really do feel that credit to the private sector could have grown by more than it has. And I feel that a lot of Kenyans have complained in the past that yes, the economy is growing, but they don't feel that there is money on the ground. And my take on it is that it's true that the economy has grown partly because of the infrastructure that has been built using borrowed loans, and so a lot of the money actually go back to where the borrowing is coming from, and so we don't feel that money is circulating. But if also credit to the private sector from the banking system is contracting, I think that's where now the Kenyans feel that, oh, the economy is growing, but there's no money. In fact, Chair, if you look at from the end of 2015, credit to the private sector in relation to GDP was something like 33%. Right now, it's 24%. Yeah, which means had we maintained credit to the private sector,
Well, Thugge is the senior advisor